What is going on, guys? Most of Charles, and today I'm talking about some gaming news for this week because a lot of things have happened in this week with the Game Awards and PlayStation Experience and updates with certain games or gaming releases or free games or whatever. There's been a lot of things that I thought was interesting for this week in terms of gaming news. So without further ado, let me start off with the free games first. And basically, first of all, Humble Bundle is again offering a free game, which is, I believe, over by the time you viewers will hear this commentary because I will upload it on a Sunday and I'm recording this on a Saturday, so sadly it will be over, but it is really nice to see that Humble Bundle at least is offering all these free games recently. I am a little bit curious to know why they do it, but then again, I won't complain. Of course, I'm really happy about it. So they have basically been offering Homefront 1 for PC, and that is pretty awesome to see. I already owned the Homefront 1 game on one of my Steam accounts, but I'm happy to see that they're offering it for free just so that I can at least get it for my other main Steam account, I guess I could say, because I own two Steam accounts just as a backup. So I'm happy to see that. Hopefully they will offer more games in the near future as well. I wouldn't mind that. Next up is also games from Ubisoft. They are currently offering World of Conflict, I believe it is, for a limited time. I'm not really sure when it would be ending and stuff. It was offered for free for this week, I believe. So I believe it will still last for some days until it will be switched out with Assassin's Creed 4 Black Flag. And it is only PC, but I'm happy to see that they are offering it for free. And I'm not really sure how long that Assassin's Creed 4 Black Flag would be around as a free title either, but it was to celebrate something with its first game release, I believe it was, or something like that. So that is awesome to see as well. Next up is Life is Strange Before the Storm with episode 3. Got a new trailer for this week and it has a release date on December 20th, which is something that is gonna come up really soon. And I can't wait to play the final episode with Before the Storm because I really love the story. And after I played episode 1 and 2, I've been having a interest in the story all over again. But I'm happy to see that it is coming out soon, and then there's only the bonus episode afterwards, which will come out early next year. So I can't wait to see that as well. But of course, I'm also really sad to see that it is already gonna end soon because I enjoyed the story quite a bit. But yeah, that is Life is Strange Before the Storm. Next up is also Call of Duty World War II, which is having a winter themed event going on. It started 2 days ago as I'm uploading this on a Sunday. And basically there is some winter, I guess, exclusive loot and all those things. Some new weapons introduced and all kinds of other things like that. Really exciting for me personally because I do enjoy World War II, and I also will be trying to grind for those quick guns and stuff like that. Try to complete those special orders or weekly or daily orders to get a winter supply drop or whatever there now is. So that is something that I will definitely spend some time on. I don't really know how long it would last, this event, but I'm sure it will last until at least the start of January or something. That must be a good amount of time to celebrate it with the loot. And Overwatch is the same thing. It is also gonna have a Christmas event coming up. I believe it was on December 12th, but I can't really remember because I haven't really looked too much into Overwatch, and that is mainly because the game has changed so much since I played it last time and enjoyed it actually, because the heroes are just not the same anymore. Only Tracer, I think, is the only one that I can really enjoy playing. Roadhog is my main hero that I really enjoyed to begin with, and to see that he has changed so much just doesn't feel right anymore to me. So I don't play it too much anymore. The matchmaking isn't the best either for me because I always get into losing teams and stuff like that and play against those people who are always in a party for some reason, and those who have quite a lot of leveling experience as well compared to the ones I get matched up with, unless of course they are smurfing it or whatever. But basically I don't really enjoy the game too much anymore. I still will play it maybe a little bit, but it won't be much. And then next up is also the release of the free classic games Jak 2, Jak 3 and Jak X, which is something that I've been looking forward to for a long time, especially Jak X since it hasn't been a thing since the PS2, and I really hope that it would be remastered for the PS3 back then, but it never happened. So I'm really happy to see that Jak X is finally out for the PS4 at least, and I can enjoy it. It feels exactly the same way I remembered it. Sadly though, the difficulty is a bit different than what I remember, but I guess it might be because I haven't played racing games in a while and I don't really enjoy many racing games in general, except those kid-friendly ones, I guess, like Jak X, Crash Nitro Kart, maybe Mario Kart. I have an interest there, but I've never tried one. So I'm happy to see that Jak X is finally back. I love the soundtrack. It is also awesome to see that you get those secret unlocks from just having a save file on your PS4 with, for example, Ratchet & Clank or Jak 2, Jak 3, or if you just have only Jak X and you just want to search for secret characters and stuff and you get the characters from Daxter or Jak and Daxter The Lost Frontier. I'm not really sure with those characters there because I've never really played those two games, but you get some content from one or if not both. So that is awesome to see. I've never really tried them because I never really owned those games, so I wasn't even aware it was a thing back then on the PS2 either. Next up is also the Walking Dead collection, which had been released for this week, which is also really exciting because I believe Season 1 had a remake with the graphics some ways, and I don't really know with the rest of it, but it is awesome to see that they are doing a collection for all the Walking Dead combined into one from the Telltale series at least. And if I didn't own Season 1 and 2 already because I bought them with the Telltale collection that they had with Game of Thrones, Tales from the Borderlands, and The Wolf Among Us, if I didn't buy that collection, I would probably buy the Walking Dead collection now, but still nice to see that it is finally released. Destiny 2 also had its DLC, Curse of Osiris, released this week. Also an interesting one. Not that I own the game or anything, so I won't be able to play it, but it means that a collection will be coming up sooner, hopefully, because they gotta release all the DLCs first before I wanna invest some money in it, since I don't wanna pay for a game just to figure out maybe 6 months from now or 1 year from now that they will release a collection just like they did with Destiny 1. So I'm gonna wait and see what will happen with Destiny 2, but definitely a nice thing to see that it is finally out, and I look forward to see what that story is gonna be about, and hopefully someday I can enjoy it for myself. But for now, I don't mind waiting with Destiny 2. And then next up is Farpoint, which is a PSVR title. It is a game that has been getting a big update, I believe, from what I've quickly seen, and it is introducing PvP multiplayer, if I'm not mistaken, unless of course it was introduced in a past update, but I haven't really looked into it that much. I just know it has new weapons and all those quick things, which is awesome. I have never really got into it because I get motion sick when I play it for like 10 minutes, so I can't really play the story or anything because of that, and that is why I never really managed to try it out too much. But seeing this update and seeing that it has been getting a PvP multiplayer, I'm considering to try it out and see how the multiplayer component is, just for fun, and hopefully not get too motion sick when I try a quick match at least, and hope that it will work fine for me and all those things. But definitely happy to see that. And while I'm speaking of VR, PlayStation Experience, they also announced another game which is a first-person shooter game in VR. It is sort of reminding me of Rainbow Six Siege in some ways. I hope it won't be too much like that. I don't really enjoy Rainbow Six Siege gameplay too much personally, but it's a game that is called Firewall 0 Hour, and it is a 4v4 multiplayer, so I wonder how it's gonna turn out to be, but it certainly looks interesting to try out in VR nonetheless. So gotta wait for that, but I definitely have my eye on it just because it is a VR title, and it is something that I want to see more of. I want to see more first-person shooters like this, or Alvo, which is another game that is coming for the PSVR headset, and obviously also the HTC Vive and Oculus and stuff like that. But those types of first-person shooter games is what I want to see more of, because I really enjoy first-person shooters, so I wouldn't mind seeing more of that in the future moving forward with VR. But that was also the main game that I thought was interesting from PlayStation Experience. And last but not least, there is some news about the PlayStation 4 sales and stuff like that in terms of numbers, and it has passed over 70 million units, and also they have passed over 2 million PlayStation VR headset units sold, I believe, and that is also a pretty nice highlight for the VR front, I guess. Not really sure how much in terms of sales with the Nintendo Switch or Xbox for this week, because there has never really been anything mentioned other than what the Switch is doing well from what I've seen in the past quickly here and there, but I haven't really seen much in terms of sales numbers being mentioned. So hopefully Nintendo Switch is still selling really well, because I would love to own one, but also with the Xbox, hopefully they are selling well. Nonetheless, congrats to Sony for reaching this huge milestone before 2017 is over. And that is pretty much all the news that I wanted to mention for now, because this is a long commentary, so I'm not gonna talk too much about the Game Awards with the games that have won an award and all those things. A bit sad that Horizon Zero Dawn didn't get one award though, because it kinda deserved it in my opinion. Still glad to see that Zelda and all those other games won. And the main highlights from the Game Awards show for me personally was probably the Metro trailer that was shown, and Joseph Fares, or whatever his name was, having a quick entertaining time at the Game Awards, but that's about it. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and hopefully I will see you guys on the next one.
Just try not to die. I'm reloading. Reviving.